This is the first video from Lesson 8. This video will show you how to work with templates and do a mail merge and also some review features. We're going to start with the templates. If you go to your Office button and go to New, you can access a couple of different templates. Installed templates are different options that are available for you. My templates would be any that you've already saved or new from existing. We're going to practice in a little bit. The installed templates, if you look down here, they have these different categories. They have a fax, they have some letters, they have some resumes, these kinds of things. And then you also can access these different categories from templates that are available online. And when you're beginning, it always says, okay, if you choose a particular template, do you want to create a new document from this template, or do you want to basically create a new template from the template if you wanted to modify something? We're going to be practicing entering some information, so if you haven't already done so, would you please open to page 213 in the Word section so you can see where I'm getting the information from that I will be adding. And we're going to open the Equity Fax document, which is the top right document. And once you select it, you'll click on Create, and you'll see that it gives you this document then with some kind of guidelines of where to put things in. Faxes are sort of going away, but they do still take place. They allow businesses to send documents electronically using the phone line, and when a fax is sent, a cover sheet is sent to make sure that the person who it was intended for does indeed receive it. What they're asking us to do first of all is to pre-save this document into your directory, and that's always a good idea. And so we'll navigate to your folder for this class, and we will save this document as bank fax, and this is step 4 on page 213. Bank fax. Oh, fingers were off there. All right, and now this is saved as a Word document rather than a template. And so how this would work is we would type in the name of the person that this particular fax was being sent to. This happens to be sent to Wyatt Brown, Marketing Assistant. And if your name was entered through the properties, it would show here right from you. There's a default of user here, and so you can go ahead and update that to be your name. And then what you would do is you would just type in the fax number that you are sending this document to. In this example, it's 914-555-6409. It happens to have 2 pages if we were actually going to send it. This is the phone number of the business that you're sending this to, or the person that you're sending it to. The date obviously would be the current date. Whenever you happen to be working on this, you can just select the date that is. The subject, this is what the RE stands for, regarding, which means subject. New account, campaign. And we'll copy somebody. That means she will also get a copy of this fax in addition to the person that we're sending it to. You can add any comments or any categories that you need to, and any comments here just to say, and they show under step 10 a long sentence. I reviewed the first draft of the checking account pamphlet. And you could type the rest of that. But then what this means is that the person receiving this fax, this document would go first, and then whatever we were also faxing would go second and third in this case, since it's 2 pages long. So we can go ahead and save these changes since we've already set that up. The next thing that we're going to practice is we're going to say you work for a business and you're creating a letterhead, and you want to have that letterhead saved as a template that you can open up and then modify and update as you're working with it. So we'll go to a new document, and so you have a visual for this. Please turn in your book to page 214 to 215 so you can just see a sample of what we're creating here. We're going to create it from scratch and then we'll format it. So on page 214, step 2, it tells us to type in White Plains National Bank at 309 3rd Street, White Plains, New York. Phone number and a website address. And then we're going to type in the phrase replace with current date and enter. The instructions ask us to change the theme to the verb theme, and we're going to change all of these 4 lines above replace the current date to no spacing, so they are single spaced. And we're going to change replace current date line paragraph spacing, so it has 36 before and 10 after, which is the default. And because this is going to be part of a print document, whenever we type in a website address, it automatically creates a hyperlink for it. This site is made up. But if I'd hold my control key down and click, then it would go to this site. I don't want this, though, to show as a hyperlink. I just want it to be black ink. So I'm going to pull down where the little lightning bolt is and say undo, and then it's just available in black ink. We're going to format the first line using the font Engravers MT and 14 point, and then I'll change the remainder of the paragraph to 12 points, so it's just a little bit bigger. And next we're asked to insert a clip art here, and when we do that, it asks us to look for any kinds of options we get with the bank theme. And if you're looking in your book, you'll notice it's, once this loads, that it's an option that has in this particular gallery, it didn't find anything that was bank related. That's really interesting. I'll just add that, see if that helps. All right, well, I'm going to go out search for money then. You should be seeing clip art options that come up with the bank link. Okay, so I'm doing this, and obviously my gallery is a little limited. I would probably go out and see what I could find in Google Images, but to just make this a little more workable, I'm just going to choose one of these images and insert it. And then I am asked to change this so that it's 1 inch by 1 inch square. And we're going to change the text wrapping so that, or excuse me, the position button for this one, so that it's with the text in line like that. And then once we do that, we're going to go ahead and center the text here. And now that we have this done, this is the letterhead, and this is just a prompt to tell whoever uses this template that they should put the current date in there when they begin typing their letter. But we're now going to save this as a template. And so you'll notice when you go to Save As, the second option down is Word Template. And so when we do that, wherever you have just used, where we pre-saved the previous document, it'll come to that same folder where you're saving all of your information for this class. And we're going to save this as bank template. Now it looks like mine exists because of course I've practiced with it before, but notice how the icon, once I do click on save, looks just a little different than the regular Word icon, and that, in addition to the name you use, is a hint for you that that's one now that you have created. And so I'm going to replace what I currently had there. Now, once you've created a template, let me show you how you can use it. So I'm going to go ahead and close this so I don't need to have it open twice. And I'll just right now go to Office and New, and this time I'm going to choose New from Existing. And once this catches up, this is showing me all of the documents that I have to work with, but in this case I have this bank document that I've already created. So I'm going to go ahead and open that, which is the same one that I just had open. And now if I already had some information typed, which I happen to do for this one, I'm going to also open one of the data files so that I don't have to type an additional letter. And so I'm going to go to the BizEd directory, and this time it'll be Lesson 8 folder. And the document that I'm looking for is checking. This is information I've already created, so I'm going to go ahead and select all of it. I'll copy this, go back to my letterhead document, I'm going to enter down. Let's see, I still have the normal spacing on. I'll go ahead and paste it in there, and there's my letter ready to go. And I would, update this with my current date, whatever date it is that you happen to be working on this document. When you create a business letter, you should always include a salutation. We aren't told, well, I guess we are. I'm looking at page 216. Well, I'm just going to say dear customer because we should say something. Now, notice I put a colon after my dear customer. In a business letter, if you'd like to use punctuation, colon is the correct one after dear so-and-so. And now at the bottom of this letter, you can go ahead and put your name as president. And if you were going to print this out and send this to your customer, remember what you would do is sign your name in this spot. Now, I'm going to create another video for the mail merge feature and the tracking feature of using the software. At this time, would you please jump to the first assignment from Lesson 8, which is Project 8.1 on page 238, because I'm going to help you set this up. If you would go to Open, and we are going to we wanted to go to New because we're going to use one of the templates now. And so if you go to install templates, we are asked to use the Urban Resume. And because all of these templates are alphabetized, this is going to be almost at the bottom. So we're going to use this resume format, and for your first assignment you are going to be creating a resume about yourself. Juniors and seniors, you may have done this before, but 9th and 10th graders, this is going to be a newer experience. And so what we're going to do here is, you can see where it has all these prompts for different information to put in. So the user is going to be you, so you'll go ahead and type your name in. You'll type your address, remembering to type Northfield or the city you live in. Your phone number is just that. If you have a cell, you should put that in. Fax we don't have, so we're just going to delete that one. Your website, rather than typing that, what I'd like you to do is type in your email address if you have one. If you don't have one, when it's time to begin creating resumes, it's probably a good idea to put one together. Now, objectives, what you would put in that spot would be, if you were looking for a particular job, you can go ahead and put that in. For our purposes, however, at this point you probably don't have one, so I think we'll just delete that information out. From the last chapter, we know that if we go into the layout, we could say we'd like to delete that row. We no longer need it. Now in the skills area, what you're going to put there are some